Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakak Kodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawada from the Men of Valor campaign in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. Now, this article right here from zeroheads.com, we're going to get right into it. All right, and all this, all roads lead to the MOTB. All right, and they're coming down with these draconian measures, all right, and they're doing it in the form of safety, of protection, of, protect the children and all that shit. But it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So let's get into it. Let's see what Keir Starmer had to say, the Prime Minister of England. Device level nudity detection. UK government blackmailing public into digital ID. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer announced plans in a speech earlier today to introduce device-level controls that will prevent children from viewing, sending, or taking naked photographs. And that's just interesting within itself because, on the outside, if you didn't know any better, that's good. Let's keep the kids away. But, they never answered the whole Epstein question. All right, all these children that have gone missing, all these men that were in a pipeline of touching children, nothing has happened to them. They think just because they moved Epstein, they said he died and everything like that, now the problem is going away. So now they're coming with this issue, let's keep the nudity away from the kids. But how about you keep these fucking elite pedo PDF files away from the children? You see? So it says this government will not stand by while children are put at risk online. What about being put at risk in real life? How about that? It says today I'm calling on the tech companies to introduce the device level controls to prevent children from taking, sharing, or viewing nude images. And if they don't act, we will. And that's what he said, June 8th, 2026. According to Justice Minister Catherine Atkinson, the UK will become the first country where it will be impossible for children to take, share, or view naked pictures. The UK will be the first country where it will be impossible. Impossible for children to take, share, or view naked pictures. Or Justice Minister tells Leah Bolito. The government says tech companies must stop this happening within 3 months, or they will be forced to act through legislation. See, that's that draconian measures, man. It says the only way this is even close to enforceable is if one or more of the following measures are in place. You must verify your age by linking your digital devices to your ID, which they want you to do. You must allow the government or whatever private third-party agency the government employs access to your phone's data and files at all times. Check that out. You must allow third-party software to scan every attempted photo. All right, so that's the full breach of your privacy, of your rights. And they're doing it in the name of let's keep children, nudity offline. All right, which it sounds noble. It sounds noble. It sounds good. All right, but we see the angle, man. We see it. The Lord said, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And that includes the secret counsel of the wicked, man, that are trying to set up this NWO. All right, we see it. And that's why they're not going to allow us to be on the internet much longer, because we're the ones that are foiling, their plot. Everybody else is pretty much docile. They're not thinking about, what this leads to. It says it means nudity detection on every app on the device at all times. There's literally no other way of doing it. From the government's website earlier today, Apple recently introduced age checks for iPhone users, making it the first company to activate safety features by default for those who are not verified as over 18. This is a significant step forward following the government's commitments to work with industry, and one this announcement builds on. Despite this, the nudity detection is not applied to the camera or broader apps. Third-party messenger services or search functions, meaning children can still take, view, share, and save new images. The government therefore wants Apple and Google to block nudity across the whole device by default. But don't worry, just verify your age via digital ID or biometrics or whatever, and the government won't look at your internal history or share your news. Over 18s will still be able to view adult content by providing proof of age. It's the basis of blackmail. That's it. And this guy gets it. The UK government wants to make it mandatory that everybody verifies their age by linking their ID to their smartphones or other digital devices. That's all they want. We all know what this is really about. Exactly. We all know what this is about, man. I wouldn't say we all, but those that are in the know. All right, and I got this right here because this is a perfect precept to begin with. I'm going to grab a couple more. All right, but this hits the point home. This is Psalm chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. See, they're doing this in the name of, hey, let's keep, let's do something good. Let's keep child nudity, away from children, not let's round up these motherfuckers that were actually touching the children. And see, to prove that you're not a child, you're going to have to put in your digital ID. I mean, you're going to have to connect to the digital ID. You're going to have to give them access to everything, your photos, your information, all of that. That is the basis of control. See? So, yeah, he's coming in with these smooth words as if like, hey, we're doing something noble. All right, but war is in their heart because the goal is complete control. Because once they have everything they need to know about you, all right, and hey, going back even within this own government, Edward Snowden had to flee the country because he exposed the fact that the CIA and TSA are spying on you, man, spying on Americans. And that was like unheard of at that time. He helped blow the whole lid. That's where you get whistleblowers from. He blew the whole lid off that shit. And the Lord said he would make their own tongue fall upon themselves. He's been making them do that for years now. Right? So that war is in their heart. They're drawing swords and they're doing it. They're trying to do it in a subtle manner. They're doing it. They're using the children. They're playing on your heartstrings. See? But this is an unrighteous decree. Let's get that. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness, which they have prescribed. They prescribe it. All right, break that word prescribe. Scribe, we ain't got to go all into the definition, but when you scribe something, you write it down. Pre means before. So they already thought about it. They sat down. They did the think tanks. Micah, the second chapter goes into it. They devise iniquity. They work evil upon their beds. They go and they think about this. So they sat down and said, okay, the goal is to make everybody sign up for this digital ID. How do we go about it? Well, how do they go about it? Well, in the case of the UK, well, let's do it by the guise of y'all have a few months to either the government will do it or these private companies will do it, because everybody uses a Google or an Apple phone already. You either use Samsung or you got an iPhone, and they're already plugged into the global system. We want you to sign up for this digital ID so we can verify that you're not a child, so you don't get access to new, pictures and shit like that. Porn and all that. Corn, Salaki. Right? They prescribed it. Either do it or we gonna do it. Either way, it's about to get done. And this is the guidelines in which they're doing it. That's an unrighteous decree. And that's a precursor for the MOTB. Verse 2, it says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. That's what it's all about. They're about to do that. They're about to take full control of everything, man. They already have everything. They already control all the wealth. They already control all the resources. When Klaus Schwab said you will own nothing and be happy, he meant that shit, man. That is what they have prescribed to the world population. Everybody outside of the select few, your technocrats and your ruling class elites, man. Everybody else, nothing. You have to get, in order for you to function within society, we will know everything about you. And the moment you speak up, we'll cut your fucking water off. This is the precursor for the MOTB. Because once they have the digital ID set up, all right, they already got your information. They already got everything. They already made you comply once. Then they're just going to tighten the grip. And the next tightening will be eventually, well, you know, you need to verify your identity. And the best way to verify your identity is to have this micro chip, because it can't be falsified. It's in you. You are you. And they're gonna butter that shit up too, man. All right, we see how the Lord is about to have them play this a mile away, man. That is the hour of temptation. And eventually, you know, it's going to be either take this or death. And you even got Israelite camps that are still denying the MOTB being a micro chip. But this is how they're setting it up. This is exactly how they're setting it up, man. We see it. We're going to go ahead right to it, man. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all. All right, how? See, we know that he's going to cause it. We didn't necessarily know exactly how he was going to go about doing it. Now we're seeing how this devil, by his deceit, how they're going to cause all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, and that word mark is charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, so you got your Neuralink, you got your brain chip, and you got video circulating of a bald-headed Jake. All right, and, you know, and some are saying it's AI. It's one of the videos I saw definitely was AI, because it's, you know, the brother had pointed out that the shirt kept changing. But they're pushing this vibration of this brain chip, of body modifications, of being upgraded. All right, but that puts full control over your entire mind, man. Verse 16 or verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. So you're going to be cut out of society. You're going to be cut out of the actions of transaction, of buying and selling. All right, because when everybody get up and go to work now, it's all buying and selling. All right, it's all buying and selling. It's all commerce. All right, you receive money so you can stimulate the economy, so you can pay bills and you can stimulate the economy. It's just a rotating fucking circle, man. And that's why when people count up, you know, their bills, you know, and they they calculate their bills and everything, and they see how much money you got left after bills, you know, that's really what you have. Because everything else goes to credit cards, goes to student loan debts, goes to car bill or car note, goes to insurance, health insurance, goes to rent, goes to groceries, goes to gas, and everything's going up, and they're just driving prices up and down, up and down, up and down. But now they're going to transition it, because they got you people hooked on credit. They got you people hooked on FRNs, and now they're going to transition that money into, blockchain, which is going to be connected to your MOTB. I mean, to your micro chip, either your brain chip or your RFID or NFC chip. That's the play, man. Now they have a timeline as to when they want to get this done, but this is up to the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But this is going to be the hour of temptation that is going to come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. This is what this is. There's no other way around it. You're not going to be able to buy or sell save you have it. You're not going to be able to function within this society unless you have it. And hell, there's been videos in China of all these people, thousands of people laying out in the streets because they've already been cut out from society. See? This is the play, man. And we already seeing Great Britain, England, all right, the mother of the harlot, already positioning themselves for this. Now, they already got the guns and shit under control over there. That's why they can go about it this certain way. America's going to be tricky because they have the guns. All right, this one's going to be a little more loud. This one's going to be a little more violent, because you're not just going to deal with pushback from Jake. You're going to deal with pushback from Edomites that still believe in the old ways of how this country was founded. They believe in the blessing of that sword, and they're going to use it to death, a lot of them. And Esau is preparing to even eliminate them, Because all they want to, according to the Georgia Guidestones, which they tore down, they want to reduce the population to under 500 million. You got Elon Musk about to do this IPO of SpaceX, and he's about to become a trillionaire on paper. All right. Meanwhile, everybody else is struggling with everything. You know. But I wanted to bring that out through the spirit, man. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Mokakadosh, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Haruel. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.